Good evening, one and all present here, and my name is Palak. And today in this video, I will tell you about that in our day-to-day life, we separate many things from each things. You have also noticed many things you separate at your home. But do you know what's the method we follow doing that? So we'll learn that only in today's video. So you can say we'll learn today about separation of substances. So now let's start. So at your home, you have noticed in your kitchen that whenever the tea is made, you have seen that when it is cleaned or drained, then what your mother does, she just put the tea in your cup with the help of the strainer. She used strainer to remove the unwanted part. So that only is an example of separation of substances. Such like this only we will know many methods of separation. So think that you have gone to a market and you have many vegetables you have taken to eat, or you have brought it at your home. Now you have to separate it. Supposedly you separate every of the vegetable, but now two things remaining, which is ladyfinger and beans. If I ask you to separate those both the things, so you will just sit there and first you will separate the ladyfinger from it, and when you will separate the ladyfinger from beans, what will be done? That when you will separate ladyfingers, the beans will be automatically separated. So in this method we are using our hands. So this procedure is called hand picking. You may have used this many times at your home, or you may also have seen anybody doing this at your home. Such a good example is which I told you. If you have any two substances, if you wanted to separate the both of them, so you can separate with the help of your hand. But if it is solid, then only. If it is not solid, if it is a liquid, so obviously you cannot separate with the help of the hand picking. Such as we have many other methods also. Another method, before I tell the another method, think that you are in a village and there you are seeing somebody that the people are some farmers are removing two substances from each other. Supposedly if you have grain and you have stalks. Now you have to remove these substances. We all know that grains are very smaller than a larger one. So how do we separate them? We cannot pick up one grain from that. It's impossible to do. In this procedure we cannot use the procedure of hand picking, but we can use any other method of separation, such as threshing. You may have also seen in your villages that at your villages the farmers just what they take that they take grain. You may see in the picture also on your screen, and what they do is they just break them while there is a stone under it, and they are banging on a stone the grain, and when they do like that, all those stalk come out and the grain just left, and that only the procedure of this procedure is only called threshing. You may also see the picture of threshing on your screen, how a farmer is doing like that. So that only the procedure is called threshing. You may have mostly seen this procedure happening in villages. Now we'll come and we'll know about another procedure which also used in villages the most. You have seen that on a paper or on a surface the grain is kept, but removing the husk from those grain is also a method. So that method is done by a scope. You may see in the picture also on your screen. On that procedure, you may see a woman doing that procedure. She is taking a scoop in her hand, and there is a grain in it, and if she wanted to remove the husk from the grain, which is important to remove, so what she does, she just shake it, doing it up and down, and while doing that up and down, the husks are lighter than grain, so that they just mixed with air, and the grain, which is the heavier component, that falls on a ground, and that procedure is known as winnowing. Now, listening of husk, you may think that whenever in the kitchen you may have seen that flour, and when the flour is made, so that time they are doing, your mother have been doing, just take a strainer, and in the strainer she put that flour, and she shake it, and then you find a small stones in it. So you think that only the husk. Yes, that only the husk, but that procedure is different. That is called sieving. While in that method, this thing is only done. And also, you have seen on your screen also that this method is used on a construction site also, while the laborers are doing this procedure. This procedure is called sieving, in which they are removing it from a strainer, and from a very lighter component. If you have to remove it, so you can remove it with the help of the method of sieving. So this is a very good example that if you wanted to remove many small and smaller component, so that time you may use this only the method, which is sieving. Now, as I told you in the beginning only, that you cannot use the procedure of hand picking in the liquid. If you want to separate liquid, there is some other method. Now we'll come to little different from it to understand this thing. So that is sedimentation, decantation and filtration. If I'll explain you these methods, so you will not able to understand, just I'll tell you. You may understand with an example, very easier example you may understand this. We'll use an example here of a glass of water, a pure water. Think that you have a pure water in a glass, and then I ask you to put some mud in it. So you put some mud in it now, and now just wait for 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to settle down that muddy things, that stone. You just wait for some time to just settle down. That is called sediment. That is sediment. So that only the procedure is called sedimentation. Now, when after 15 to 20 minutes you check that the sediment has settled down, and now your sediment procedure is ready, now you take any other glass without water, one glass, that's an empty glass, and now take the muddy water which you have and just slowly pour it into the second glass which is empty, and just pour it into that. And when you will pour it in that, so try that do not fall that on any surface. Try that it should only goes in the empty glass. When you see that all the water has come into the second ones, so that procedure is called decantation. So this was the procedure first of all. Now you will notice here that in the first glass, whichever substance was there, the mud was there, that is now still in the bottom, and that doesn't fall in the second glass. Water is now clear, but it's not clear that you can even drink it. You will find the water still in brownish. Now you ask how to remove that brownish substance. So if you wait half an hour also, even a full day also to settle down that mud, so that cannot be settled down. That will be just floating. That will just float. It does not sink as it was sink in the first procedure. Now what to do to remove that substance which you do not want it? So an easy method is the filtration. Now you ask, how do filtration we do? A very easy method to do filtration is that there are two methods you can do it. First, you take any cloth, any muslin cloth. You just keep it into any of first of all you take any other glass and keep that muslin cloth on it. When you keep that muslin cloth on it only, now whichever your water was, your water in which the second glass of water, now take that and try to pour it into the second one, which the third glass, which is the empty glass, and which is the upper one. There is a muslin cloth. Pour it into that muslin cloth from the upper part only, and in the downer there is a glass, and upper that you are lying that muslin cloth, and from the upper ones you are pouring water. So the water will first go in the glass, crossing the muslin cloth, and in the muslin cloth when it go, so your all the sand which was floating in the second glass just settle down on the muslin cloth, and the water gone down to a glass. You can do this experiment at your home also. Now one more method is there. The same method is there, but the substance is little different, which is you can take a filter paper. Now these days the lockdown is there, so how you would buy the filter paper? Easy method is on your screen, how you make a filter paper. For making that, you first take a A4 sheet and cut it into a circle, and when you cut it into a circle, just fold it once, and when you fold it, now fold it twice and open it from the middle. Now you will get that paper, that filter paper, and now you can remove a small substance as you will removing in sieving. Same substance we can remove here also. Now we'll come on little different topic. So that's of evaporation and condensation. Now for understanding the procedure of evaporation, you just pour 2 spoons of salt in a water. Stir it well, and do you think any of this change the color of water? Obviously you will see. Now boil that water. While you boil that water, you will see that the water has awayed. Water is away, and what is left? Only the salt is left. This procedure can help you to know about the evaporation. The procedure of converting of water into vapor is called evaporations. The procedure of evaporation is present when continuously for example, if you take this only the example as I told you, when you pour 2 spoons of water in water, 2 spoons of salt in a water, that time and when you stir it well, in the color of water it changes, and when you boil it, only salt is left and another is gone. This is the example of a procedure of evaporation. Now you have a question that, as you know about the evaporation procedure now in that evaporation, as I use the word here salt, where does the salt comes from? As I also made the video on the food, where does it come from, but I didn't tell you that where from the salt comes from. So let's know first, how does the salt comes from? Most of you know that where the salt comes from. It comes from seawater. Similarly, a method is also used as evaporation only. How? You may see a picture on your screen now. In that picture, you see that you may see in that many oceans are in a kind of the salt they have. So what they do when the water comes and when the salt is there on a sand, you may see on the picture also, that time only the water is also obviously there. So what does in the procedure of sun, what happens is that the whatever the salt is, that is only in the place, and because of the evaporation procedure only, the water goes up because of the sunlight, and very sunlight is there, what we get, we just get the salt. Similarly, in the first example when we take, we doesn't take the example of their sun, but we take also of a hot substance, that was when you boil it, and from any place if they get heat, so that can create a procedure of evaporation. Now when we come to the similar procedure of condensation is little similar as like that. So now let's know about the procedure. For understanding condensation procedure little easier, you can take an example on your screen. That first you have a sand and salt. How will you separate these both the substance? We already know that hand picking would be not a method to separate the liquids. Okay, so we know that we can separate the sand with the help of the procedure of decantation or filtration. But what about the salt? How we should separate that? So we'll know first that only. Then it will help you to know about condensation. Now we need to separate salt and water from decant liquid. First transfer the liquid to a candle and close the lid, and now what do you do, just boil it for some times. You have to take a bowl and in which the water and the salt, both of them are there, and just boil it and keep any things on it, as you will see on your screen also in a photo. So when you keep like that thing, after a few minutes you will notice that a steam is coming out from that. So take a metal plate and with some ice hold the plate just above the sprout. When the steam start coming, you take the ice and keep it little above the sprout. What do you observe? Let the water and the kettle boil off. When the stream comes in contact with the metal plate coated with ice, it contains and form into the liquid water. The water drops that you observed falling from the plate were due to the condensation. Of that stream. The procedure of converting of water vapor into these liquid is known as condensation. So you can understand again that evaporation is the procedure when the water is going up, and the condensation is the procedure when the water is coming again. It's example that you understand about this. Now we'll come and we'll understand about saturated solution. Saturated is the procedure you may understand with some of the examples. As you know, in the science, you may understand all those things with the help of just activities. So now we'll do another activity to understand this only. Now you will need a breaker or a small pan. Pour a spoon salt and water. These three ingredients you need for doing. Pour half a cup of water into the breaker. Add some teaspoonful of salt and stir it well until the salt dissolves completely. Again add the teaspoonful of salt and stir it well. Go on, add salt and 1 teaspoon at a time and stir it. After adding a few spoons of salt, do you find that some salt? So when you keep on adding it, after adding a few spoons of salt, do you find that some salt remain undissolved and settle down at the bottom? We are adding so much of salt in the water, many salt in the water, and I ask you to dissolve it and stir it well that it should dissolve only. But you may notice that some of the part of salt is not dissolving at all. It is just settled down in the water. If yes, this means that no more salt can be added to, can be dissolved or an amount of water we have taken. Whatever salt we poured in it, that means that we cannot pour all salt in it, more salt in it. We cannot add any more salt in it now because of the quantity of water. If you increase the quantity of water, you can stir it well, but it will not dissolve with the amount of water you taken in a cup of water, in a glass of water. It will not. This solution is now said as saturated. So hopefully now you understand about the procedure which I tell you about the separation of substances. Now obviously we'll we'll summarize what we have learned till now. So now let's begin. Hand picking, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation and filtration are some methods of separating substances from their mixture. Second, husk and stones could be separated from grains by hand picking. Husk is separated from heavier seeds of grain by winnowing. Difference in the size of particle in a mixture of analyzed to separate them by the procedure of sieving and filtration. In the mixture of sand and water, the heavier sand settled down at the bottom and the water can be separated by decantation. Filtration can be used to separate the components of a mixture of an in solution solid and a liquid. Evaporation is the procedure in which a liquid gets converted into its vapor. Evaporation can be used to separate a solid dissolved in a liquid. A saturated solution is one in which no more that substances can be dissolved. More of a substance can be dissolved in a solution by heating it. Water dissolve different amount of solute substances in it. So now that's what for this video. And before we go, you may also see a picture of the winnowing which is pointed by a poet in 1853. It is in France. So that's it for the video. Hope you like the video. So thank you.